So, I'm a great fan of the philosopher Beatrice Brutto, and today I want to share something I learned from her about freedom that I think is key to a fruitful and life giving writing practice. Brutto says there's two kinds of freedom. The first one is the one we're familiar with. She calls it choice freedom. And with choice freedom, we're free to choose between externals in the environment. Do I use Ivory Soap or Dove? Do I go left or right? Do I vote for Biden or Trump or not vote at all? We can choose between different courses of action. We can choose between different attitudes to a situation. We can even choose whether or not to act. And this is a form of freedom because nothing's compelling us. We are agents, but choice freedom always responds to some external stimuli. It reacts. Brito believes there's a second kind of freedom that she calls creative freedom. And this is when we initiate something from within. So we bring to birth something entirely new. It's not a reaction, it's a first action. So when we writers go against all the messages coming at us from the commercial world, when we go against our good sense, when we go against all of our resistance and sit down and actually write, we're exercising creative freedom. So I don't think that writing is in of itself always creative freedom. But I do think the act of writing is chock full of opportunities to practice creative freedom. So when we exercise our authentic voice, when we infuse a story with our unique values, or when we frame a personal narrative the way we see it and no one else, we're creatively free. I think every time we experience writing as a gift, because it gives us a new insight, or it heals old wounds, or it lifts our spirits, we're birthing something new. Writing births something new, and that's when we're tasting creative freedom. So when we're writing in the gift economy, we're creatively free. Another example that I use is that I often recommend that writers compose in a cloud of privacy, so don't think about the audience. And the reason for that is that as soon as we're conscious of what others will think and how our writing will do in the world, we're no longer in that place of creative freedom. We're reacting. But if we can go deep in those early stages of drafting and ask, what do I want to say here? What do I really think or feel? How do I see it? What most needs exploring now? We're making space for inspiration, we're making space for the gifts movement, and we're creatively free. So Brutto believes that creative freedom is the real mover and shaker in the world. It's the energy in evolution. It's kind of grandiose, but I believe that too. And that's why I think the process is often more valuable than the product. The way writing strengthens our capacity for creative freedom is, I believe, one of its biggest gifts.